Hi everyone, how are you today?
Fine, thank you.
I'm happy again to be here to be doing some mathematics with you. I enjoy doing mathematics. Is there anyone here who enjoy doing mathematics?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good. Well, if I enjoy doing mathematics and you enjoy doing mathematics, well then in today's lesson we should have some fun. And we will have some fun looking at the base 2 number system and also the base 10, because what we will be doing in this lesson is converting base 2 numbers into base 10 numbers. What we will be doing?
Converting base 2 numbers to base 10 numbers.
Very good. So that if someone write a number in base 2, for example, if you see this number in base 2, then you should be able to say, what is this number in base 10? What does this mean? This is some type of code. It's written in a different numbering system. But we need to know, if we see a number like that, we must be able to say, that number written in base 2 has a value of this much. All right? So that's what we will learn to do by the end of this lesson. Now, if you remember, in our previous lesson, we looked at converting from base 10 to base 2. And to convert from base 10 to base 2, we divide repeatedly by the 2. Whatever number we were going to convert, we divide repeatedly by 2 to get the base 2 equivalent of the base 10 number. So for example, if we had the number 9 and we wish to convert this to base 2, remember, if there is no subscript, well then what is the base?
10.
10, correct. So if we have 9, we divide 9 repeatedly by base 2 and we list the remainder. So help me here. We say 2 into 9,
3.
2 fours 8 and 1 remainder. 2 into 4,
2.
2 twos 4 and no remainder. 2 into 2,
1.
2 ones 2 and no remainder. 2 into 1, 0 and 1 remainder. And then we read our answer from the bottom coming up. So we say 9 is the same as 1001 base 2. So this is how we convert it from base 10 number into a base 2 number. In today's lesson, we want to do the opposite. So what we will be doing is seeing how we can change this base 2 number back to base 10. Anybody curious enough to want to find out that? How we change the base 2 number back to base 10?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Let us jump right into that. And we will start off by considering a particular example for which we will convert a given number. Let us take a number which we're going to convert. Let's say let us say we're converting this number here to base 10. So we're going to convert this to base 10. To help us to convert to begin with, what we will do is set up our place value grid for the base 2. Remember in our last lesson we looked at the place value grid. When we say for any numbering system whatever, the first place value is that number raised to the 0 power, which is units. Then we have to the first power, then to the second, to the third, and so on. So you will help me to construct the base 2 place value grid. So the first one is 2 to the 0. Then we have 2 to the first, 2 to the second, 2 to the third, good. Now help me write in these values now. I need some smart students to help me write in these values. What value should come here?
0.
2 to the 0, pointing to the 0 power is the units, which is 1. Next column.
2.
Next column.
4.
8. followed by,
16,
followed by,
32,
then,
64,
then,
128.
Thank you very much, 128. So observe, regardless of the base, we just keep multiplying. We start with 1 and just start multiplying repeatedly by the base. In this case, the base is 2. So we multiply repeatedly by 2 and we come in all the way. So what we do now is, on this grid, we will write this number which we have. That will be our first step, to write this number which we have on this grid. So we can start, remember this 0 here is in the units. This 0 here is in the units column. All right, the very first value. So we write backwards and we will have 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Just verify that it is correct there. Good. So we have 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. And this is a base 2 number. Our task now is to find out what is the base 10 equivalent of this base 2 number. This is done in a simple way. And the way in which it is done, we say that 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 base 2 is equal to, observe what the grid is showing to us. The grid is telling us we have 164. Can you see that?
Yes.
164 we have.
64.
So you can say it is 1 times 64 plus
1 times
1 times 32 plus.
1 times 4.
Now let's skip this now. We will skip it as we go along. We have 0 times 16 plus 0, 8 plus 1, 4. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Then we have plus 1 times 2 plus 0 times 1. Now let us work on the multiplication and see what we have. 1 by 64, in fact 1 by any number will give us back that same number. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So we will have 64 plus 32 plus,
0,
this will be 0 plus,
0,
yes, plus
4,
4, plus,
2,
plus 0. So basically we have 64 and 32 and 4 and 2. When we add 64 and 32, that gives us 96. 96 and 4 will give us 100. And the 2 will give us 102. Now let us just add again. 64 and 32, 6 and 30 is 90, so we'll have 96. And 402, 102. So we have 110011. Base 2 is equivalent to 102. So the value of this number, when it is written in base 2, this number which is written in this special code, which is coded by the base 2 system, the value of this is actually 102. Is that clear?
yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
So then, it means that you can do one, right? Now, while you copy this problem, while some of you will still be copying this problem, observe that I've changed the example. I've changed it to read, convert 111000001 base 2 to base 10. So you will use the same approach of the grid to convert this number to a base 10 number. Of course, if you have space below your grid, you can use it rather than having to set up a whole new grid. So you could use the space below here for the second example. So this could be possibly example A. You can label it so you will ensure that it is different. This is example A, and then you could do one below to show example B. Now I know some of you are already putting in your values, so you will just help me to put in my values too. So I'm going to use, in fact, let me use the same table, but I'm going to erase my previous values which I had here, and then you will tell me what to write. Yeah, if I'm going to write this number in the grid, how should I start writing the number? Start from this side or from that side?
That side.
Yes, we start from this, from the right-hand side. So we have 1, then there's how many zeros? 5 in total?
Yes, sir.
5 zeros, and then we have 3 ones. Oops, but this one come out here, so therefore means I have to extend my place value grid. So extending my place value grid, this will be 2 to the 8th power, and it is simple for us to find out what is 2 to the 8th power. Simply multiply 128 by 2, and that will give me what?
256.
Thank you very much, 256. So I can go. What is the next step, class? What do I do now? I will write 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 base 2 is equal to, somebody tell me what to write now.
1 to 56.
1 times 256
1 times 120.
Plus
plus, yes,
1 times 1.
1 times 128 plus
1 times 64.
1 times 64 plus
0 times 32.
then 0 times 16, then 0 times 8, then 0 times 4, then 0 times 2. Now remember in the previous example, we had cases of 0, but I said, let us include it for that example. But since this is our second example, and we already get a hang of how to solve this problem, what we will do, once we multiply by zeros, we're going to just skip them. Because if you multiply by 0, you know you're going to get 0. So we're going to just skip all these where we have to multiply by 0 and go to the next non-zero number, and that will be 1 times 1. So what we have, let us multiply. When you multiply by 1, you get back the same number, so it will be 256 plus 128 plus 64 plus 1. And somebody can quickly add those up. And
449.
someone is saying the answer is 449. And I agree with you, 449 is correct. When we add up these figures here, you add it up and you will see that we get 449. So we write that 111,000,001 base 2 has a value of 449. Do you find converting from base 2 to base 10 to be difficult?
No, sir.
Good. I'm happy that you do not find it to be difficult, because it therefore means that when that I know you will be excited about our future lessons when we have to look at converting base 5 or converting with base 8. All right, and I hope that you will find that to be as simple as converting base 2. Let us summarize what we did today in this lesson. We looked at converting base 2 numbers to base 10. That was a topic for our lesson today, how to convert from base 2 to base 10. We said that to do that, we of course we first set up our place value grid, and then we enter the number. And to ensure that we have the correct place value for the last number, we start entering the number from the right-hand side. So we start with a 1, and we enter coming in reverse all the way back to this. So if you read the number now from the left-hand side, it will be identical to what you have there. Okay? So you wouldn't have any problems with labeling it. Then we see all where we have ones. A non-zero number multiplied by the place value, and we add it up all. So we say 1 times 256 plus 1 times 128 plus 1 times 64, and all of these are 0, so we go to the next non-zero number, which is 1 times 1. When we add up all of these, we get 449. So this here is, as a base 10, is equal to 449. Any questions? Is there someone who learned something new today? Yes,
Excuse me,
Akisha?
sir. You don't have to put 10 under the
Oh, you mean the subscript here?
Yes.
She's asking the question whether we have to put the subscript here. I do not wish to answer. Is there anyone who wish to answer? Whether we have to put a 10 here?
No, sir.
Are you saying no, you don't
Yes,
wish
sir,
to
you
answer, or
have
you
to
wish
put
to
it.
answer?
I wish to answer.
And what is your answer?
No.
You say no, we don't have to put a 10 here. Why are you saying no?
Because the value is in base 10 already.
The value is in base 10 already. Yes, baby, what you saying?
Sir, you have to put it so you know if it's in base 10 or base 2 because the table only showing us the base 2.
All right. So we have Danica saying that we do not have to put it because it is already base 10. And baby saying that we have
So
to
how are
put
you
it
going to know if it's in base
to
10
know
or
whether
base
it is okay. Good question. I'm happy. Well, here I'm going to ask you another question. Is this a positive or a negative number?
Negative.
All right. Is this a positive or a negative number?
Positive.
Good. Last question. Is this a positive or a negative number?
Positive.
And how do you know it is positive?
Because
It's just a
Once it doesn't have the sign, we know it is positive. And the same thing with number bases. If there is no subscript here, we take it to be base 10.
So what, just
All right.
like that?
Yes, just like this here. There is no sign here, but yet we say
So I
it
don't
is
know it like
positive. All right? Yes, it is true. Once, so that is why, for example, if you go to the shop and you ask how much for some item, do they tell you the item is 200 base 10?
No, sir.
No, because we understand it. As long as there is no subscript, it is base 10. Okay, so we do not have to put in the subscript as
Sorry,
long
put
as
the
it
mu.
is base 10. Now, observe, there's nothing wrong with putting in the subscript though. So if you wish to put in your subscript, it is fine. Nothing wrong with it. But you don't have to, as long as it is base 10. But for any other base, you must have it here. Very good question. And I like the discussions. Great. Well, we will stop there for this class. And I look forward to the next class. Bye for now.
Sorry, sir.